everyone, it's thomasjujube, and today I'm going to be talking about the recent Kamen Rider build movie that was just released, or at least released to us non-Japanese people that couldn't go see the movie in theaters. Anyways, I just saw the movie subbed, and it was pretty, well, let's see. I'm going to go over the movie in the style that I've recently started using when I review movies, by first going over the movie's positives, and then going over its negatives, and then giving my final thoughts on the movie, all of which is based on my opinion. So please do not get angry with my feelings towards the movie if you liked it and I didn't like it, or if I liked it and you didn't like it. Before we get into it, let me know your thoughts on the movie in the comment section or on the channel Discord server. And now let's just get right into my thoughts on the positives. First of all, the movie's opening, in my opinion, is pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. The tone of the movie is really set when there's really no music or any background music going on at all. And we just see the new government leaders giving their speeches and declaring build must be destroyed, which I'll get into in a second. I also like the idea that more than one member of Evolt's race has been on Earth. I think it's super cool, and I love the idea that they have been doing the same thing he has, and they've been also manipulating the actions and stuff that's been going on in the build continuity. For example, one guy says that it was his idea to have Banjo's girlfriend become a Smash, and another says that it was his idea to make Sento the fake Kamen Rider hero. So I think that's pretty cool. I also like that they're just done with Evolt messing around, since he spent almost the whole series at this point trying to get back the power of Pandora's box, and now that he's finally done it, he's just kind of sitting around. And I like how these guys they want to destroy Earth, they want to be done with this, so they decided to take matters into their own hands and have a workaround by possessing Ryuga and using the hazard trigger instead of the Evolt trigger, which I'd like to point out kind of confirms the theory I had on the two of those a long time ago. I also really like the crazy idea of having Build become public enemy number 1 that I mentioned earlier, and have all of Japan, or at least all of Toto, going after him. It's kind of like what they had going on at the beginning of the show, where he was a fugitive of the government, but this time it's to a more extreme degree, and they really question whether or not the people really like having Kamen Rider Build, Cross, Grease, Rogue, whether they actually like having them there. Because it feels like Sento's being pushed to the brink here than he has in the entire series, as we really explore more about why he is a Kamen Rider and stuff like that. I especially love the scene with him and Katsuragi speaking in his brain, and we have this like remix of Be the One playing in the background that really kind of set the emotion for the scene. It's probably one of the most mature scenes in the entire season, and maybe all of Kamen Rider. I also like that this movie is the culmination of all the weird ideas and stuff that was going on in the Build series prior to this, such as Ryuga regaining his Evolt memories, the shiny full bottles appearing, Sento's father coming back, and the black lost bottles becoming a thing. All of those come together in this one movie, and I think that's pretty cool, and it finally gives some payoff for that after it just kind of didn't pay off for us because we couldn't watch the movie. And I also appreciate the use of different villains in this movie, and we keep Evolt in the shadows so that he's not like just weirdly defeated in this movie, but he still will come back for a final battle. It's nice that we can defeat the villains of this movie and Evolt is still in the shadows, so his final battle is eventually staged for the series. And I also really like the Geo cameo at the end. It's pretty cool. It's nothing amazing because at this point we've already seen Kamen Rider Geo for a good while now, but I think it does its job. And I also heard that it might have a connection to Heisei Generations Forever, and if that's true, then I actually would like this post-credit scene a lot better, even though I do like it now. And lastly, I think the movie exclusive riders and forms are beautiful. I love them a lot, and it's too bad we probably won't ever see them again. Now let's move on to my negatives with the movie. First of all, I think that Grease, Rogue, Evolt, and quite frankly Ryuga don't really get a lot to do in this movie. It's definitely more focused on Sento, which I guess could be seen as a positive, but for me I was kind of hoping we'd see all the riders working together a lot in this movie, but it's mostly just Sento. But I think that can be seen as a positive. For me, I'm putting it as a negative. Also, while I like the idea of the Blood Clan having more members on Earth that have been helping Evolt, they say they've been on Earth for 10 years with Evolt as well. Other than like manipulating things, have they just been doing that for all 10 years? Just letting Evolt do all the work and they're just chilling out? And then they get angry at him because they're saying he's been waiting too long to destroy the Earth, but they do realize that Evil has been doing literally all the work. Like, he's the only one who tried to get Sento to purify full bottles, the only one who went after Pandora's box, the only one who turned into a Kamen Rider out of the 4 of them on Earth. So it's kind of a little weird. They're angry at him for taking so long when they could have probably helped them out and they would have been in a very different position at this point in time. Also, the movie feels a little bit disjointed for me in some ways, because like when Kamen Rider Blood actually started drilling into the Earth, I didn't realize we were that far into the movie. I kind of thought we were still in like the middle of the movie, so it kind of moves a little fast and the pacing, I guess, is a little weird. And Cross Build is also from out of nowhere in the movie, just because Vernage is Vernage and can Vernage the full bottles together with Genius full bottle, I guess. The form kind of came out of nowhere, really, but there was precedent for that with the shiny full bottles, but I don't know. It just seemed kind of like it came out of nowhere. And lastly, this is my biggest negative with the movie. Now, those other complaints were more or less just nitpicks. This is my biggest problem with the movie, and it's that I feel like it's trying to do too much for what it is. In the grand scheme of things, this is just a side story for Kamen Rider Build. While I do like the ideas that it's giving, I just think as a summer movie, it should just try to do some little one-off story and not be too important. Especially when the victory at the end of the movie feels like a series finale of some sorts, but we literally see the Pandora Tower just chilling out in the background. I think this movie would have worked much better and would have been much cooler for me if one of two things happened. One, it could have been reworked to be the season finale movie, much like Kamen Rider X A True Ending. So then we rework the real season finale to fit with this, or maybe we could just make this an alternate ending to the show if they didn't merge the two worlds together and instead more people from the Blood Clan came to Earth. That could be really interesting. Or two, we just got a completely different summer movie, just whatever. And the ideas here, basically this whole movie was reworked to become the actual show's finale. Maybe we foreshadow the other Blood Clan members a bit more throughout the series, and then at the end we have what is essentially this movie take place over 3 episodes, and we have Kamen Rider Evil and Kamen Rider Blood end up as the final bosses of the season that have to be defeated by Build Genius and all of the other riders. Now that, in my opinion, would be really, really awesome. And really, that's just my biggest problem with the movie. As I said, I really enjoyed watching it. I love seeing the Build characters again, and I love the ideas and the tone of the movie. But for me, it just seemed too much like it's trying to be a big story for Kamen Rider Build, like a season finale, and it literally comes 5 episodes before the actual season finale. It's almost like they're like, oh god, oh my gosh guys, it's the season finale of Kamen Rider Build. Oh wait, never mind. Oh my gosh guys, this is the season finale of Kamen Rider Build for real this time. So, yeah. Going to the rankings, I placed the movie at... Wait. Let me know what you thought of the Kamen Rider Build movie down in the comments below. And make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for this Friday's Transformers video. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you guys for 1.3 thousand subscribers, and thank you for watching.